Hey, you fucks, we are live. This is Everyone's Wrong, and I'm Dave, a.k.a. the Great White North.
I am Dustin Dark. Purge the pedos. Purge the pedos.
Oh, god damn it, the pedos have been, the support for the pedos this week has been, I don't even know how to explain it. If you had gone back to my, say, even my 2010 self and been like, hey, Dave, in 8 years from now, people are going to defend people that want to fuck children. I'd be like, no, the fuck they're not.
Dave, if you go back to me in 2010, I'm starting to get jacked in conspiracy theories. And if you told me there's a bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood, I'd be like, yeah, there's a bunch of fucking pedophiles in Hollywood. What do you think is going on?
Yeah, no, I would agree with the part with the pedophiles in Hollywood. I would even say that there's a bunch of pedophiles in government.
Yeah.
I've rolled in some fucking places and seen some dark shit, and I know that the politicians are oppressed and they're into some nasty stuff. But if you had told me that there would be clinical psychologists, people on the left defending it, calling it a sexual orientation, that's where I would have been like, no, the fuck they wouldn't, but yes, the fuck they are.
Oh,
right?
They're just small age attracted or whatever fucking euphemism they're
Jesus Christ, no, they want to fuck your kids.
they want to fuck your kids. Yeah, well, okay. So I was specifically talking about what was it? James Gunn was his name? James.
Sure.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Guy that was canned for.
Yes.
And what's I've seen this meme floating around that's it's got a few of the somewhat racist caricatures that Disney did in the past. And
yes,
like,
I saw that.
You're firing people for a few jokes from a few decades ago. He made dozens and dozens and dozens of jokes about fucking kids and enjoying fucking kids and raping, okay? Which is fine, I guess.
If they're funny.
But
if they're funny.
If they're funny in their attempts at humor, and some of them, but look, I'm not the humor police, but when you're joking with people about things, and then like one of the guys you're joking with ends up going to jail for that thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. A guy sends him. Let me explain what I was talking about there. A guy sends him
Sure.
a video of a bunch of underage girls in a choir singing "I Touch Myself." Okay. And he comments that he just came all over his own face.
Oh.
Right? So the guy that sent him that video gets busted as a pedophile.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a little suspicious.
Yes.
And then you continue to make these jokes all the time. Like, go on.
What I was talking about was that video that we played, and we talked about a few weeks ago. That's now making its rounds on Facebook, and people are defending it. And then I read another article saying that it's a sexual orientation, just like being gay, just like being straight, being attracted to children is a sexual orientation.
You know who, funny enough, who would agree with 95% of that statement? All the right-wing Christians that I grew up with. Let me tell you what they'd say. These homos are just like the pedophiles.
Okay, so the pedophiles are... Okay, so let's follow that logic. So the circles that you and I run in, we say that obviously gays and straights aren't the exact same. Like, obviously, we're attracted to different sexes, but it's you're born that way, right? So in the Christian circle, then pedophiles are like gays and they're like straights, heterosexuals.
What they mean is that it's a sick orientation, and
okay,
yeah, that's the message they're communicating. Not that it's the same or different than being straight. That they are abominations in the eyes of God and are sins. Now you see.
Okay.
So of course the
are adulterers in that?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
sure.
so the
Fornicators,
adulterers,
adulterers, yeah. These are sexual improprieties. They're all.
Now, what if you just jerk off? Jerk off.
Oh man, let me tell you what. I used to feel so bad for jerking off.
Did you slap your balls afterwards, or did you walk around with one of those whips whipping your back?
No. But I mean, I guess it's good to start. You know, you're training young, but you know how from like. Have you ever fucked somebody and then as soon as you nut, you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like you never would have.
A lot of times.
Yeah, okay. Have you ever masturbated like that? Because that's all it did.
Yeah, my hand. It's like.
Well,
like,
I would finish and then just like guilt would hit. You know, I
would
would
you
just feel.
really?
Yeah. Like I just fucked somebody I shouldn't. Like I just cheated. Except it's
really.
Except I just whacked it. Yeah, nothing.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
That's
no,
fucked up.
it is. It is fucked up, man.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Christians.
Oh, the pedophiles are worse.
I mean, I was hanging out with Brooke and some of her family,
Okay.
and they're Christian, and I tend to just avoid the whole atheism subject, you know.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Did Brooke bring it up?
Oh, of course she did. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So
Mrs. Uncomfortable Situations.
that's so true. So all I said, all I said was, look, I'm not religious, but I'll tell you this: as long as the Christians will work with us to keep the Muslims down, we'll all get along.
What'd they say to that?
Was my out. Oh, he agreed. I was like,
he agreed.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, look, if you guys start putting your women in bags and you start screaming about your God before you kill people, we might have some problems.
Yeah.
But if all you're doing is arguing about where we came from, like, oh my God, that's it's not that big of a, we used to run those atheist circles, Dave, where like,
yes, of course,
like, oh God,
had a medium-sized atheist podcast, yeah,
right before I showed up and tanked it, yeah.
Kind of tanked it together though, didn't we?
We did. It was a group effort. It was a group effort.
I started tanking it before you came on. I think what really started tanking it when I was like, I think it was after I said some things about Nelson Mandela. That's when I think people weren't too happy.
Yeah, well, he's a sacred cow to the left, man, and like, particularly in not atheists in general, but atheist entertainment is so left wing.
Yeah.
It's so because.
But it wasn't. Well, I wasn't even like decrying him or saying that he shouldn't have been fighting back. I just said that he shouldn't have been going after soft targets.
I would say that he just shouldn't be lionized in the way that he is. Like he has a lot of blood on his hands. So we shouldn't. We don't whitewash our heroes in our countries anymore. We're not allowed. Right. Tom Jefferson. Yeah. You cannot say Tom Jefferson anymore without ending it with "fuck the slaves."
Really?
You just gotta slide it in there. You just got to slide it in there. But by the way, did you know he knocked up a couple of his slaves? It's just.
What about Georgie Boy?
What about Georgie Boy?
Because I had an argument with somebody the other day, right? About George Washington. I'm not even American.
Oh my God! Can I spit it out? George Washington. Sure. George Washington no one buys the "I cannot tell a lie" cherry tree type of deification. Like that's not bought anymore. You know what? I don't hear a whole lot about he slayed these people. Oh, he raped and pillaged this, that, and the other. You actually don't hear a whole lot of attacks on Washington himself, even though he did cause. I want to say, was it the French American or the French and Indian War? He helped instigate, or, haphazardly, didn't mean to, like whoopsie daisies. Some conflict like that, like he was leading some small regiment of men and they attacked some guys they weren't supposed to, and he claims they shot first and they claimed he shot first and yada yada. But who cares? Talking about fucking 300-year history at this point.
How was your week though?
It was fucking hot and sweaty and shitty. Dave, how was your week?
My week was, it was not as hot as it has been. It was raining like a motherfucker. like torrential fucking. I showed you videos of it. It's like fucking torrential downpour. So that was a good break. I took my kid to a new Muay Thai gym because they have the best 11-year-old in the country training there.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd take him there and get some of that shine off him. He's been there for 2 weeks. Last week it was just like light work. This week they put some work in. It was pretty good, man.
How old is Parker?
He's almost 7.
Almost 7. So no chances this 11-year-old's going to beat up on your boy. That's good.
Well, he does beat up. Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't beat up on him. He's like, but he's teaching him.
He's teaching him. Okay. Yeah.
He's teaching him, right? He gets to train with him. So.
Okay. I don't know.
That's the point.
I don't know like how far apart like the age groups are that would train in a group. I would figure 7.
Well, no. You just train. You just train. It's like heavyweights train with lightweights. Like a 13-year-old will train with a 6-year-old, teach them how to do shit. It's just training is training. It's not like an actual fight where you have to be in the same weight class, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got
you. So I'm hoping to get Parker some of that shine off that kid, and just to get a different look at trainers too, right?
Yeah.
Just to see what they're doing over there, to get, because the kid's not like super athletic, but I mean he's top in his class in the country. So I just want to get a different look and to see what they're doing over there to get this kid where he's at, and I'm impressed so far. Yeah.
Well, that's good, man.
And he seems to like it.
Well, that's
yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, and yeah. I'm over talking to you. Go ahead, sir.
No. I was just hope it all works out. It's always good to see a father putting in this much effort into his kids, particularly extracurriculars. Like the father's such a missing role these days. So kudos to you, my sir.
I agree with that. I agree with the father. Yeah, I would agree with that. Thanks, I appreciate that. I do put some extra time into it. So.
Well, that's right, good, man. Maybe your son won't grow up to be a psychopath like that.
Maybe he won't be like me.
Yeah. This apple may fall far from the tree, man.
Yeah. Hopefully he does. Anyways, all right. So I think we should start the show.
That sounds good, man. We never queued up any of that music or anything. You want to go into your stuff first?
Yeah, I can do my stuff first. Sure.
Do your stuff first.
Yeah.
Which article do you want to start off with?
I am going to start off with. Yeah, I'm going to start off by asking you some questions first.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
Cool.
So Dustin.
Yes, sir.
When you hear people talk about small government, when you hear people say we need a small government, let's have small government, big government doesn't work. What exactly are they talking about when they say that?
Well, most people never get past like the metaphor or euphemism phase. They say things like want a government small enough to be driving a bathtub or this, that, or the other. But when you get into people that really get into libertarian or hardcore conservative theory, behind the philosophy, they're saying that it's more about understanding what the government's role is and isn't. Right. So the government's role is to secure rights, and of course, rights is more protects other people from stopping you to do things than things that are granted to you. So they would start to argue that when government starts doing things like secured health care, that is government stepping outside of its role to secure rights, secure borders, and keep the peace. Right.
Okay.
So the government's role should be limited to that. That means, of course, roads and police and infrastructure and borders and armies and schools, and then we're running out of things for the government to really be involved in. So healthcare, making sure that people are insured, whether it be vehicles or whatever, like that type of regulation, they would say is way out of bounds.
Okay, so what? Hang on, let me jump in. So what if I said instead of borders, healthcare? If I was like military healthcare, yada yada.
Well,
You know what I mean?
they would say that it's not the government's right to take care of people, but to empower people to make their own decisions and to take care of themselves. Right.
Okay.
So the government is stepping outside of that purview when it is making sure you are healthy. Would be
Okay.
their argument that is your responsibility as an adult. And since there's a need there, the market would fill it rather than the government. And of course, they say that America has bastardized this by merging the private and the public sector in our healthcare. So they would say that we actually don't have a free market healthcare system either. We have some sort of mixed